Greetings and welcome back to Brick and Lantern. Thank you so much for the support on the minifigure scale videos, but I think we're going to take a short break from those today because I've been asked to participate in an art show. And so, considering I've never done one of these before, I thought it would be fun to document my artistic process on this brick mosaic that we're going to be making, and how I kind of turned it from an artistic labor into a fun game. So I'll explain the game, which will be played with 3 cool colored bricks. Blue bricks, white bricks, and green bricks, and you'll see I'll be putting them out now. Now, the rules of the game are that bricks can only be attached to bricks of corresponding colors. They can't intersect with other colors, they have to stay in their zone, and they have to stay 2 studs away from the edge of the base plate. The first thing we've done is we've dropped these bricks in random positions to kind of start our seed of the tree, so to speak. So I've placed them on the base plate now, and each brick is going to be added with a corresponding color order. So I start with blue, then I add one to green, and then I go over to white, and I add another one there. And then it goes to white, to green, back to blue. So essentially, each piece is going to be added one at a time, until either I run out of pieces for that color, or until that color is kind of restrained in its place. I've also got Bricky here. They're going to be helping me with all the process of taking pieces off of this base plate because, oh my god, it's so tough to remove pieces from these base plates, and the brick separators are definitely coming in very, very, very handy. So initially these shapes started off as kind of a paint splatter or a paint drip, but as you can see by that blue brick on top, that blue 2x6, it's kind of turning into more of a free-form expansion type of shape. And you'll see the green very quickly start to turn into this sphere or a circle rather than a more free-flowing piece or more free-flowing shape. And I think that is kind of one of the fun things about adding a piece at a time, is that I wasn't sure where this piece was developing, where this art was kind of going, until we end up at the end and I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, this is a fun kind of process to go through to see how it develops rather than having a very, very clear image. All I knew was that I wanted to get some depth and I wanted to make it fun for myself and play with a cool color scheme because it is winter and I think a cool color scheme fits with the time of year very well. Now, when bricks run into other bricks of different colors, you can see I've kind of made this barrier, this buffer zone, where the corresponding brick changes shade. So at the top right, you'll see a light green 2x1, which is indicative of white running into green, and that's kind of the end of green's reign there with that light green piece. I think it's a little bit of depth, and if people are looking at this piece and haven't seen this video or haven't seen me explain it, they might be able to understand the interplay between the colors. You see also in the bottom of the base plate, we've got a dark green brick that's going to act as the intersection to blue. Had a lot of the bright or dark green elements, so it was fun to use those to kind of illustrate the interaction between these parts and these pieces. And I wonder if people will like this or not. It's definitely going to be different from the other pieces on display at the show, and I think this was kind of something I decided to do on a whim and was asked to take part in, so I figured I would contribute something that's a lot more true to where I see art developing and what the hobby sees art developing as this free-form expression of bricks rather than, say, a painting or a photograph or something more traditional. Because, as childish as it may seem, I think that Lego as a medium is an art form, and these things that we do in the hobby are valuable and can be valuable in whatever form we choose to present them as. So I think that this is just a very cool experience for me, getting asked to do this art show, and hopefully that this piece is well received and these people kind of understand, like, oh, it's a little playful, this whole process of actually playing this game with yourself and seeing how it develops, but also the medium itself is very playful, and I think that contributes to the enjoyment of building with these things. So we brought in a robin's egg blue to intersect between the white and the blue bricks. We're getting more intersections here as the piece becomes more fully fledged, and already you can see what I was talking about in terms of it started off with these paint splatters and it's kind of turned into self-contained islands almost. It's kind of if I filled this entire piece in with bricks and plates and everything, it would become more like a tiny little map or a continent. But now it's kind of this free-form expression of boundaries almost, and the interplay between them, which I think is very cool. And you can see now we're kind of putting the last touches on it, putting the last plates and bricks on, and it's very, very quickly taken shape over this period. My plan is to build a stand for it and display it not against a wall, but rather standing up. And I think I'm going to is bring another base plate that's blank and just say, hey people, add one, and see what everyone starts to add so that the people who are coming to the show can kind of interact with the piece the way I did and play the game against each other, similar to a drop-in, drop-out game of chess. Last few pieces are going on here. I've got more white and blue than green, which was a little disappointing, and had I thought further about it, I probably would have either chosen a different color or just done white and blue. But considering that the white, the blue, and the green, I think that green is the centerpiece, even of the piece, with the smallest amount of real estate, but it still has the biggest impact in terms of illustrating the go-between between the three colors, the blue, the white, and green, which is the name of the piece, is B.W.G. We'll see if anyone buys it. I doubt anyone will. It's mostly as kind of, oh, look at this idea of what art can be, and see if people like it or not. So I'm just happy that I got asked to do this, and I think that this piece is kind of a very free-form expression of that, like I was saying before, the playfulness of the Lego brick. And here it is. This is B.W.G. from the side. I've not constructed the stand yet at this time, but I think this piece is a very interesting direction to take the channel. If you like these mosaic pieces, please let me know. I'd be willing to do more small ones or take on different characters, and otherwise than that, stay safe, happy holidays, and thank you so much for coming. Feel free to subscribe, feel free to like, and leave a comment down below if you want to see more Lego videos. Good night.